all heard her name, Haley Moore. And for a fourth year, this golfer is making PHS history.
At around 6 years old, I started realizing I had potential because it's practically in my genes.
You know Hope Squad, cheerleading, and hundreds of other student involvement activities. But what about Improv Club? Will Carlisle highlights this organization. And you know what they say, the show must go on, and this applies to Halloween as well.
Live from Studio 301 at Prosper High School, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, October 16th. I'm Julia Bizion.
And from 6 feet away, I'm Madeline Wentz.
On October 1st, Governor Greg Abbott made the call that each Texas county would be limited to just one ballot drop-off site. This raised concerns from many Texas voters since one of the largest counties in the nation, Harris County, which is home to 2.4 million registered voters, has had 12 voting stations in previous elections. Some civil rights groups even attempted to sue Abbott for voter discrimination, but were unsuccessful after a 3-judge conservative panel found Abbott not guilty.
To contain crowds and coronavirus, Walmart is planning to split Black Friday into 3 sales events this fall. Each event begins online, finishes in stores, and offers a different range of markdowns. Day 1 of what is being called Black Friday Deals for Days will begin online November 4th and will continue in stores November 7th. The second round will begin November 11th and wrap up on the 18th. And yes, you can still shop in person and online on what is actually Black Friday, November 25th. Walmart's hope is that it can keep customers safe and avoid inventory issues while still providing low prices and the Black Friday experience.
A Texas resident has won $1 million off a Texas lottery scratch-off ticket purchased at your typical Albertsons in Dallas. Now, the chance of winning any sort of prize in the Texas lottery, let alone $1 million, is 1 in 3.2. The winner has decided to remain anonymous at this time.
Taking care of one another is especially important during these difficult times. Grace Escobar sat down with the founder of an organization that focuses on making sure that kids in the Prosper community have food on the weekends.
Over the weekend, some individuals go grocery shopping and out to eat at restaurants, while others spend their days off preparing meals for kids in the DFW area. The nonprofit organization Weekend Wonders for Kids was founded in 2015 with the goal of feeding kids who received meal plans at school to help make sure they don't go hungry over the weekend. Zenobia Chenoy has been catering to the needs of kids ranging from elementary to high school students for 5 years.
I went to a bunch of friends and said, look, this is what I want to do. Will you help? So we each put in some money. We said, okay, let's start. And it wasn't easy. So we had to incorporate first and start a company. Then we had to apply for our nonprofit status.
Zenobia plans to continue and hopefully expand Weekend Wonders for Kids. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Grace Escobar.
The injury of Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott had fans concerned about what it meant for his season. Zach Manning has some updates as well as fills us in on some other sports news.
Thanks, Julia. Last Sunday, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was sent to the hospital after suffering a fractured and dislocated right ankle. It is expected for Prescott to take a 6-month recovery. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said this is not an end for Prescott and there still is a future for him with the Cowboys. In Prosper Sports News, Prosper Volleyball notched a win against McKinney Boyd on Tuesday 3-1 with set scores of 25-21, 20-25, 25-19, and 25-13. Moving on from the court to the start line, the boys varsity cross country team finished 4th overall with Dawson Savoda taking 2nd place at their meet this past Saturday. The girls varsity cross country team won their meet with Aubrey O'Connell clinching 1st place, 45 seconds ahead of 2nd place. While Aubrey O'Connell is certainly dominant in Prosper Sports News, there is another female athlete at Prosper High you've probably heard a lot about. Emily Baldwin took to the fairways to uncover more about Haley Moore and her future as a golfer.
Most athletes can only dream of traveling around the world to play the sport they love. Haley Moore, however, has already achieved this goal and continues to compete in tournaments around the world, placing well in many of them.
My favorite place I've ever traveled to for golf was Pebble Beach, and I went there 2 years ago to play in the Pure Insurance Championship with Colin Montgomery, and it was an experience I will never forget.
Haley started playing golf when she was just 6 years old, and from then on, there was no stopping her.
At around 6 years old, I started realizing I had potential because it's practically in my genes. My parents played every day, and I would just tag along with them.
Recently, Haley has been involved with some golf icons and continues to make new connections in the sports industry every day.
So a couple weeks ago, I was interviewed by David Faraday, and he's a really famous golfer. And I was there to talk about my experience, and it was for an event benefiting the First Tee of Greater Dallas, which is the organization I started golf with, and it was an honor to speak at it.
Looking beyond high school, Haley Moore plans to attend the University of Kansas to continue playing the sport she loves.
I talked to a lot of schools in the Big Ten and SEC, but I committed to play golf at the University of Kansas, Rock Chalk, and I'm looking to be an All-American there.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Emily Baldwin. Prosper.
After the break, we'll discover how to enjoy this Halloween while staying safe.
Halloween has changed immensely during the pandemic. Case Spears explains new guidelines regarding trick-or-treating and how Scott Logan, owner of the Aubrey Pumpkin Patch, maintains his pumpkin farm during Halloween.
Fall is here, which means that leaves are falling and the weather is getting cooler. Scott Logan, also known as Cowboy Tex, owns the Aubrey Pumpkin Patch. Cowboy Tex said that he and his family love seeing the joy that families who visit experience.
My wife and I, we love family, and we love seeing kids play and have fun. So it's kind of always in the back of our mind to do something big and open up something just to make all that happen. We have 5 kids of our own, ranging from 27 down to 7. Yes, we are that wacky family, and we just wanted to do something to make the world a better place. I tell all my family and the kids that work out here with me that we can just love on people and do our best to make the world a better place, and you know what? It's going that way, and we're proud to do it.
Like most things, Halloween looks a little different this year. Neighborhoods have the choice of allowing trick-or-treating, but if allowed, trick-or-treaters must follow the CDC guidelines. Some of the CDC guidelines include avoid direct contact with trick-or-treaters, give out treats outdoors if possible, set up a station with individually bagged treats for kids to take, wash hands before handling treats, and wear a mask. People not obeying to these guidelines will be punished $500 and/or go to jail for 6 months. Most costumes already come with masks, making them fit for the pandemic. From Eagle Nation News, I'm Case Spears.
I love visiting the pumpkin patch. It gives me all the fall vibes, and the apple cider is my favorite thing about it.
Absolutely, I love the pumpkin patch too, and I'm so glad everyone can celebrate Halloween this year. The popular streaming service Netflix, which rules many households, are bringing changes to their payment plan. Allison has the details in today's Talent Talk.
Thank you, Julia. Recently, Netflix has taken steps towards limiting multiple free trials. When signing up for a Netflix account, it is now required to select a payment plan before receiving a 30-day free trial. This decision was made in an effort to keep users from abusing the free trial system. Competing streaming platforms are less strict with their free trials. Despite the competition, Netflix still allows for flexibility in payment plans and does not have any cancellation fees. There are many different clubs and opportunities for students at PHS. Will Carlisle has more on upcoming improv club.
The improv troupe at PHS is a club that focuses on the art of improv, or actors making things up spontaneously unscripted as they go.
What we generally do is we'll start off with a warm-up. After we finish warming up, we'll pick a short-form improv game, which is a good way to start and kind of build up your skills as an improviser. I started doing improv when I was in high school, and it started with short form, and then in college I was in my college improv troupe.
The Improv Club has been working tirelessly and practicing a ton for their upcoming show in October.
We have a show coming up October 29th. That evening, we will be releasing online a recorded show that we're filming right now.
The Improv Club provides a great opportunity for students to hone their improvisation skills and practice them on stage. I'm Will Carlisle reporting for Eagle Nation News.
With it being fall season, Halloween decorations are popping up, and not just in neighborhoods. Ridge Daniel spoke with one PHS teacher on how she shows her Halloween spirit.
Halloween is home to many different types of traditions. As of 2019, AP History teacher Miss Butts has started her own tradition here at PHS. One may not think that school would be the place to see Halloween decorations, but the hallway outside of room 2231 is home to a variety of spooky decorations.
Decorating for the Halloween hallway is kind of what we've been calling it. This started last year. Mrs. Day was in the classroom next to me, and we love Halloween. And when my boys were little, we had huge Halloween parties, and so we've just accumulated so much stuff over the years, and now that they're out of college, we don't really do anything with it. So it's just been piling up in the attic. And so she and I were talking, and we thought, well, let's get together and just bring our stuff and start decorating. Kids really seemed to enjoy it last year. It was a little bit surprising to walk around the corner and see the clown.
To see this spooky spectacle, swing by the hallway outside of Miss Butts' room before Halloween. I'm Ridge Daniel, reporting for Eagle Nation News.
On today's edition of The Perch, Sailor Jane McKenzie sits down with Coach Little.
Thanks, Julia. I'm your host, Sailor Jane McKenzie, and joined with me at the stadium today, I have Coach Little. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, you play a pretty big role here at the stadium, a lot of which that many people don't know about. So what exactly do you do here at the stadium?
So we do everything behind the scenes, and it's really not me as much as it's my department. Coach Sane, who's our assistant athletic director, him and Coach Bledsoe make sure that the field is set up. They make sure that all the workers are coming. There's a lot to a football game that people don't realize, and the biggest thing are y'all's group, right, and what they do, having to get the field set up, having to get the mics tested. I believe all that starts about 2:30 on game days. So it is a long process getting this place ready for a game.
Absolutely. And what new opportunities have you had here with the new bringing of the stadium?
The most interesting thing, Sailor, are all of the people who want to come here, right? Whether it's for this community room, have an event here, or be able to use our field for, we've even had firemen talk to us about the stair challenge that they will do at different buildings. Because of COVID, a lot of buildings wouldn't allow it, so we needed to do it at outdoor spaces like this. So to me, the fact that we have any kind of venue where we are open to hosting all of that stuff, that's a really neat advantage for our community.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I've loved speaking with you. Among our large staff at Prosper High School, many individuals have experiences and stories worth sharing. Mithra Kama brings to light one of these stories as Mr. Easley shares an interesting part of his life when he gave couchsurfing a place to stay in his home.
Among the large, hardworking staff at Prosper High School, world history teacher Mr. Easley has experienced a more adventurous past than many others. Before becoming a teacher, Easley participated in the social networking site Couchsurfing. Through this app, travelers can stay in members' homes for no cost. As one of these members, Easley opened his home to many international strangers, creating many new stories and experiences.
We could get to plan a day and take them around and show them things. We took a lot of people to the Paladura Canyon, which wasn't far away from where I lived. And just things like that, anything that would interest people from different parts of the world.
Along Easley's couchsurfing journey, he was able to meet many new friends with whom he continues to keep in contact today.
5 years ago, I walked across the United States. And while I walked through Texas, I stayed with Greg and his family. And after a week, I had a really hard time actually leaving them. So through couchsurfing, I got to experience sides of the US that most tourists would actually never ever see.
While the future of the Couchsurfing website is unsure, it has definitely built many great experiences for large amounts of people.
It was, having a built-in local guide who could show you around and show you all the cool places that tourists don't normally get to see. Every person that came through is coming from a different background, a different country, different reason for traveling.
After years of couchsurfing, Easley finally found his way into Prosper High this year, already making many new friendships as well as educating new students. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Mithra Kama.
That's all for today, Eagle Nation. I'm Madeline Wentz.
And I'm Julia Bizan. Thank you for joining us on this special edition of Eagle Nation News, and we'll see you back in our studio next week.